Alright, what's up guys? So today's video, we're finally going to get to the Dakota. Most of this video, we're going to clean it up. We still got to wash it. I haven't done anything to it since I got it. So I want to wash it up, clean it, and then we'll get into what we're going to do, what we got to fix. There's a bunch of stuff wrong with it. Just small stuff like oil leaks, just some hilarious stuff. The door handle doesn't work. The glove box doesn't open. This is it in the daylight. So you'll finally get to see it in the daylight. It's super dirty. Really nothing to see. Wrong tires on it, covered in dirt. They were hauling hay and stuff in it. That's what they use this truck for. So probably a bunch of nasty stuff in there, but overall it's not like terrible, honestly. I think, and I've ordered a buffer today too, so we might get to that where we'll start polishing it and getting some of these scratches minimized. And about it. Also, the hood seems to be a little bit bent from whatever accident it sustained, but yeah, we'll see what we got once we clean it up and go from there. Okay guys, so the truck is clean and it looks way better already. I haven't polished it, I didn't even dry it, so it's gonna have water spots all over it, but already the truck looks much better. So let me go ahead and just show you real quick. So here's how she's looking. Like I said, much better. We cleaned up the wheels. I put some tire shine on the tires and it's looking, I want to say, at least 10% better than before. Cleaned it up, gave it a nice bath, cleaned up most of the wheel wells. I still want to do a much more deep clean on the whole thing, but for now, you know, just as it sits, you guys can probably already tell in the camera, it looks much better. If we work our way around, and I'll get into a bunch of the stuff, probably not everything that's wrong with it, because I'm still kind of unveiling and finding out certain stuff that's wrong with it, but back here looks pretty cool. So this is some sort of roll pan. I don't know what brand it is. There's some sort of gunk of some sort here that I'm gonna try to get off. It looks like it's gonna come off, but I'm guessing maybe they put some sort of oil or something on maybe the hinges and it leaks down to here, because this stuff is like caked on here, and this is obviously a different blue, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so it's got a roll pan on it. It does have a reverse cam here, but you guys are gonna laugh when I get into the next part. The bed's actually not that bad, so we removed the bed liner just to at least clean under here. I might leave it off. I kind of want to soap this just to see how much cleaner it gets, but I like the blue look a lot better than just that old dirty like bed liner look. As far as the outside, it does have tint. Over here we have some sun fading. It's got carbon fiber vinyl on the roof, but it's got a bunch of cracking. Like it's really cracked and faded looking, so we're gonna have to redo that. The windshield over here has some cracks. I think you can probably see it. So it's got this crack through the windshield there, so it will need a new windshield if we want to be real picky about it. For now, there's no cracks that are in the main point of view, but you can see this crack probably through here. So the windshield, this trim is hanging off, and I think that's most of the stuff for the outside, honestly. I'll show you guys under the hood in just a second, but a dent here. The hood looks a little bit bent, honestly, so it's kind of pushed back here and it's lifting here, whereas on this side it's kind of just like an even gap all the way across. So probably gonna have to get a hood, but I'm sure I can find one, whether it's a Durango or a Dakota. It doesn't even have to be an RT. You can probably find the hood already in blue and get that on there. That's the plan with that. It's kind of got a little bit of carbon fiber vinyl on the door handle. Also has carbon fiber vinyl here. Back window, like you can see the carbon fiber there. And it's just got the regular cab light. We'll probably do something with the tail lights. Lots of plans for this thing that I don't think we'll be able to cover all in one video. Getting into the interior. So I ran out of, well, I'm running out of daylight. You guys can see the sun's already setting, but I wanted to clean the inside today, but this is like a huge task in itself, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it just today. But as far as the interior itself, it's in pretty good shape, honestly, but there's some funny stuff like this steering wheel cover. This is really not my thing, so I'm probably gonna remove this once I clean it. And then this funny deck that's in here. So somebody put some sort of Pioneer deck in here, and they did like a super cheap job molding it. Let me walk around for a second and get some more light in here. So they put a Pioneer deck in there, and they did a terrible job getting it in there. So this is like some cheap molding job, and they like cut in there, and if I move the vents, you can see the whole stereo like moving with it, and whatever knob is supposed to be there on this Pioneer stereo is missing, so it's barely sitting in here. So I'm gonna replace that. I'll probably put a nice trim back in here. Again, this, since it's Dakota, I can get one of these cheap, find another one used, put it on here, make it all nice again. Another hilarious thing, and an ongoing joke when we bought this thing, is the glove box does not open. So we have no idea what's in there. The previous owner that's had this truck for 5 years says he was never able to open the glove box. So he said he has no idea what's in there. Whatever's in there, he goes, there might be $1 million in there, and it's obviously would be yours if you could open it, but nobody's opened it, so we'll have to work on that. One kind of freebie or cool thing here is behind, if I can do this with one hand, behind the seat, there's a sub back here. I don't know what, I guess Premier, I don't know what, if that's a good brand, but there is a little sub here. Obviously it's not done too well, it's got a little L bracket here, and it looks like an amp on the back side. But, and there's some sub wiring here that we'll have to figure out whether it works. The stereo barely works. I don't even know how to operate it without that knob thing that's missing there, so I'll mess with that. I haven't even really driven the truck because French drove it back, but I know that. And I guess that's mostly interior. Like, somebody put some sort of cheap LEDs in it, which you guys know from my other Ram videos. We'll upgrade that, get that all looking proper. But moving back to the other side here, one other hilarious thing is this door handle doesn't work. I was told it doesn't work. So when you're in the truck, you can't get back out of the truck. You have to put the window down, reach outside, grab the door handle, and let yourself out. Previous owner told me that there was something wrong with the window regulator, and when he took this door panel off, he broke something, and some sort of something that attaches the rod that goes through the door. He said he broke it off here, and that's why that doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to investigate that, order the parts. Again, it's gonna be cheap, or if I can just go to Wrecker or find it used on eBay, we'll get it fixed. That pretty much summarizes inside. So not a whole lot of issues inside, but obviously improvements, same as the outside, you know, improvements that we can make on this thing to make it better. But let's go ahead and look under the hood, because that's probably where most people are interested in. So we'll open the hood, I'll show you guys what's going on under there. Also, I did mention we are missing the grill that goes here, so it should have these slats over here. Those are missing from whatever accident the truck incurred 2 owners ago. So the previous owner didn't have any issues with it, but it does have accident history. So if we open the hood, if I can get this thing open with one hand, there it is. I'm gonna clean underneath the hood here, get all the engine bay all cleaned up, but that's how it looks. It's got one of these K&N air intakes on it, of course, and stock one has been removed. It also does have MSD ignition wires on it, and I don't know how old or how long they've been on there, but I'm gonna hope that the wires are okay, but definitely gonna inspect the plugs. Previous owner told me that he did the cap and rotor back there, but when, I don't know. I might still get in there. Well, I know for sure I'll still get in there and double check it, see if it looks roasted or not. But that's pretty much it. There's really not much to look at down here. If you guys have been following along for a while, you'll know that I want to get rid of this clutch fan for sure and get into electric fan. So we will definitely do that conversion. We'll take off this clutch fan, and then we'll put in some sort of slim electric fan, and we'll have to figure out a way that we're going to control that fan and turn it on, because there's no wiring for that on this old of a truck. So we'll have to probably put some sort of thermostat that goes into the rad, and a controller and relay and a few things. It won't be that hard, but we'll get that done. Seems like there's some sort of old alarm system on here that we'll remove as well. So I'm just kind of going over this stuff with you guys. Like I said, the outside took way longer than I expected to get clean today. I was hoping to clean the interior, clean the exterior, and clean the engine bay, but I really did run out of time. As far as other things, there's a few oil leaks that are on the engine that I still have to find out where they're coming from. So not just oil leaks on the engine, but the steering rack was pretty wet. I briefly sprayed down here to try to clean off stuff so I could try to figure out where some of these oil leaks are coming from, but there's some oil leaks under there that I definitely have to take care of. I'm a little bit scared to say that there might be a transmission leak. I don't know if you can see it. The bottom of the pan is wet, so I don't know if you guys can see that. So I haven't really got under there, I stuck my head under there too much, but there's just a lot of stuff that's wet. I don't know if it's leading off the back of the engine or whatnot. Transmission fluid does look good, but these are all things that we're gonna have to consider. And it has some sort of exhaust on it. If you look under here, it's got, I think that's a Flowmaster. I haven't seen a stamp on it yet, but it's got this little muffler on it. And then the actual tips, there's no tips on this thing. It's just dumped after the axle right now. So that's the way the exhaust is set up there. It's just dumped right after the axle. I never received a spare tire, so I don't have that. I briefly just rinsed this down because it was pretty dirty with just mud and stuff, but it looks pretty good now. At least we can go under there and work on it without getting coated. One other thing I want to get your guys' feedback on is, what do you guys want to do with the decals? Because you guys know I can make my own decals and stuff like that. So do you think we should leave this big Dodge with the 5.9 RT? I do have to investigate the different ones because it seems like whatever is on the door is a custom thing, and I'm not really too crazy about it with this RT way up there. I think I want something that's down here where I think it should be, somewhere there. Or if you guys have any ideas on what you want to do for that, we can do something different, whether we're gonna put, you know, RT Dakota or Dakota RT 5.9 or just a simple RT. I'd kind of want your opinion on what you guys think. I might do something a little more exciting than this because this looks pretty dull in my opinion. Maybe we'll do like black with red in the middle, and that might make it look more lively. I think actually the more I think about it, I think that's what we should do. We should do black with red vinyl RT, kind of like the newer RT badges. I know you guys are gonna laugh at this, but similar to this, right? SRT, right? So black backgrounds and red. If I put this on the truck, everybody would probably hate me. Not that I was planning on it, but I kind of want to do something like this. So even get the RT badge and put it in here. I think that'd be a nice touch. So if we do something like that, put the RT badge in here once we get things going fast enough. I don't think we can make it look like this if it's just gonna be a slow turd, but I think something like that, not the SRT badge, but the RT badge in the spot where a lot of the newer RTs have it. I think that looked pretty cool, but as always, give your opinion to me in the comments. We'll go from there. Okay, as far as other things that are wrong with the truck, it's missing a fog light. Again, whatever issue happened here, the fog light's completely missing. I'm really not too upset about it because this is what it would have looked like, all sun faded out like this, so we're not really, you know, missing out on much. So, and there's some newer ones that are like clear and they have some cool stuff that we're gonna do with the headlights. So when we change the headlights, we'll get new fogs for both sides, clean everything up, and it'll look much better. And since we're taking an inventory on everything that's wrong, this wheel, just one wheel is missing the center cap, the RT center cap. So that one should look like this one. So I'll have to find one of those so we can match it. There seems to be like paint. I think these are painted wheels. I don't think they're powder coat or anything fancy. I was hoping that they were maybe plastic dip so I could clean them back to their silver color, but it's pretty on there, honestly. I can't pick it off. It's staying on there. So that's about it, you guys. It does have an exhaust tick too, so you guys probably heard that already when we brought it back the other day. So those manifolds, same as the newer ones, they're going to be prone to a tick, and there seems to be some sort of ticking noise coming from this area. So if I had to guess, I would say that exhaust manifold bolt that goes here is busted and allowing an exhaust leak here. So that's where we're at. Everything still needs to get cleaned up under the hood, inside the interior, but we'll probably save those cleaning videos for another video. And I also just bought a polisher, which is over here, that we're gonna polish the entire paint and see how bad it is. But again, I think we're gonna have to save it for another video because this one's getting a little long. So I'm sure you guys probably want to hear it start and run. Motor sounds okay, but just the exhaust tick is definitely killing the whole vibe here. so the tick noise comes from over here. If I can get my hand in here to illustrate it for you guys. So that's the tick noise that we're dealing with. That's also gonna have to be fixed. And I think I might get those cheap eBay headers just to fix that for now. I know they're not the best. You can get a probably name brand one that would be cooler, but just get the eBay headers for now. It'll fix that ugly tick noise, give us a bit more flow. We can go from there, because that noise is not too cool listening to that. Here's what it sounds like a little bit more warmed up. So I'll shut up for a second. Sounds pretty good from the back, but the only thing is up here, just that tick is killing the sound. And we got a bit of an oil leak, like you can see some smoke coming up right now, so definitely something that we got to tend to with this smoke situation here and oil leak. Okay, one other thing, I know we've been talking about everything that's wrong with the truck and kind of in a bad way or negative way, like, you know, the oil leak and stuff, but I just found out something pretty funny. When I test drove the truck, I told you guys how slow the truck was, but I just found out the gas pedal, there's something wrong with it. It barely even moves. Like, I'll show you for an example. If we go in here and try to push the gas pedal, it's like rock hard. I can barely push it. Like, doesn't matter how hard I push it, it revs up, but just barely. Like, as hard as I push it, it barely goes. But if I go over to the actual throttle body and I move it manually with my hands, you'll hear the difference. That's how it should sound when you step on the gas. So I'm not even getting full throttle in the truck. Woo! Should sound a little bit better, but you get the idea. So I think I've covered more than enough stuff wrong with the truck. Don't want to be negative, but this is all exciting stuff that we're gonna fix in the channel, on the channel, in the videos. We're gonna go through it all. We'll get it all sorted out, and then we'll start on the performance mods once we get all these issues fixed. I think I might have found out what's wrong with the throttle cable. Actually, Jonathan found out, I think. But there's like I can't even show you guys. There's a little thing underneath where the throttle cable connects to, and it's almost impossible to see. Yeah, see that little thing, and I don't know if I can still see it. This thing, the cable's supposed to go underneath this, like that is what we're thinking, and then we should get full travel. Let me go see if that did it, if it feels normal now. Somebody might have hooked up the throttle cable the wrong way. Oh, dude, that's it. Yeah, now it's got full throttle. Let's see. There we go. Shit, Jonathan figured it out. Damn, dude, this sounds way different. All right, now she's probably a little faster, but you're gonna have to wait till the next video to find out. All right, guys, so that wraps up pretty much today's video. Lots of stuff that is wrong with the truck that we're gonna have to fix, but I'm still excited to fix it, share everything with you guys and the whole build process. So like I was mentioning, we're gonna get through all the maintenance things, get this thing up to spec, fix all the little issues before we can focus on speed. Some of the things that we are gonna fix might still involve upgrading some parts. Like I mentioned, the exhaust leak, we're gonna have to upgrade that while fixing it at the same time. But the throttle cable issue is huge. Like, that's why that thing was barely moving when I was trying to step on it. I wasn't getting full throttle, and if you're not getting full throttle, then you're not moving anyways. So kind of excited to see how fast it is if you're actually getting full throttle, but we'll have to deal with that in another video. I still want to get it cleaned up first, just so I'm working with a clean vehicle, and then I can start getting my hands under the hood and getting in there, upgrading stuff. I'm probably still gonna change the wires because there's kind of a mismatch of wires, so we'll get all that stuff coming. Stay tuned for the next video when we continue this project. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe, hit the bell. See you on the next one. Take care.